I read Legend a long time ago when I was in art school, when I read a lot of horror and science fiction. It's a sort of post-viral, post-apocalyptic, broken-down world. But then the psychological aspect to it, exactly what's going on here, exactly who these characters are, what they are. Is he just going mad? That psychological, interpreted version of the world is where I try to take the images. I don't like illustrated books that are just a pretty picture on the side, describing exactly what you're reading in the text. I like it when the images find a job to do, and it can be some sort of atmospheric lens that you see the text through, or a very specific question that you start to add to the text to make a third thing. It becomes a proper collaboration. The frontispiece has a job a bit like a book cover. It's an image to start it, which is asks a question. Yeah. By the time you finish the book, you go back to look at it and you know you've got the answer.
Exactly.
I always try and envisage the whole book, actually having the book in my hands, how it feels, how it reads, how you go from front to back, how the text works with the images, and then how a reader will respond to that, and try to second guess that and play tricks with them and set things up and then break them down later on. So the more illustrations, the more imagery I can feed through, and the more closely integrated I can make the text with the pictures, the happier I am, really. I think this is probably my favourite image for some reason. Yeah. Unusually, because that's the closest I've come to picturing him. It's a bit elusive, but you get a bit of a feel of him. And this is the tender moment in the book, so I thought it would be nice to connect with the human faces at that point. Each book, each project is different, and it's really a question of trying to find the right medium to best express those ideas. With I Am Legend, it was really the atmosphere of the world that immediately said, this is a grungy, gritty, broken down, virally infected, tortured illustration. So I need a thick bit of grungy watercolour paper, and I'm just going to attack it with scalpel blades and sanding paper and charcoal and globby varnish with bits of soil and stuff put into it, to just make a desiccated, tortured surface. So it's very grey and torn and broken, but there's this red that keeps insisting its way through the story. The blood, but also the spark of life, of the imagination. Very often, I really love to try and find music for it. If I can find some music to play while I'm working that really conjures up the mood, it doesn't matter what else I have to do. I have to go shopping or feed the fish or anything. As soon as I come back here and play that music again, I'm back in that world and can get back to those images. The type just needed something. It just needs to be destroyed, desiccated, eaten away a little bit.
How did you do that?
I played a lot with resin, embedding resin, making collages of objects and then embedding it all in resin, and then maybe floating gold leaf, gold powder and copper powder into it so it flows, and you get this strange sort of liquid image. You make a book for yourself, and I'm no different from anybody else, really. There must be somebody else who keys into the same ideas. It's dangerous second-guessing what this potential audience member might be, really. You just have to try and do something that really keeps you engaged and excited and amused or shocked or whatever, and hopefully somebody else will find the same.